This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Cherokee Wolf Pup. Model number, let's get to the model number back here. The door is on the back of the trailer. 14cc. Okay. So we're still prepping it right now, so I'll work around the guys. So here we are at the door side rear of the trailer. We got regular crank down scissor type stabilizers, outside speakers, power awning. Okay, this is actually a TV signal out and some 120 AC to plug in a TV if you wanted to set one out here. There's also a bracket here for it. This is your dump hose kit right here. Then you have your storage, and of course way at the back there you can see that's your water heater. You can see the tank with the valves on the back. There's your water pump with the intake line to winterize. All that's done right back over there, okay? Move around the front, we have a deep cycle marine battery, a 20-pound LP tank, and we have a regular crank type tongue jack. Okay. You come around, you have your water heater. You're just looking at the back of it. Here we have the front of it. This works on both gas and electric. So let me look here. Let's see what I can see. See, there's a switch right here, a rocker switch, on and off. That controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover. So that's how you turn the electric heating element on and off, is with that rocker switch. So keep that in mind. Never run the heating element or the gas burner without water in the water heater tank. So always keep that in mind also. The way you know if there's water in the tank, you can just you hook up your city water. Then you're going to turn on your hot water valve, just let's say it's your kitchen sink, and if it's empty, you'll just get air coming out, and as it fills, you get a combination of air and water spitting out, you know, and then there'll be more and more water, less air, and eventually you get a solid stream of water, and that's how you know that it's full. Okay, so make sure it's full before you turn it on, before you turn on either energy source. So it runs on LP gas or electric 120 AC. So keep that in mind. So the switch is in the lower left hand corner that I just showed you for the electricity, and there'll be a switch inside for the gas burner. I'll show you that when we get inside. Okay, now this is your water station here. This is your city water hookup, the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just hook your hose on there, turn it on, and all your plumbing will work. Now if you're camping someplace without city water, you're boondocking or whatever, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here, and then use your onboard pump to pump the water. All your plumbing will work as though you have though you have a city water hookup. You'll just be pumping it from the tank. So that's plan B, so to speak. Of course, if you have city water, you don't have to worry about the pump or the fresh water tank. This is closed right now, but it's your shower, outside shower. It's a shower head, which you can use as a sprayer, or whatever you're going to do it use for to clean off your legs after hiking, and wash your dog, or clean off your bike, or whatever you need to do. You got both hot and cold water there. Now this is the vent for your range hood. Over your stove you have a range hood vent. So if you're running the fan to vent to the outside, you always want this baffle here, there we go, flapping freely like this, if you can see that. If you keep it shut, then the air obviously can't make it to the outside, so it won't vent very well. So anytime you're cooking and you're venting, you want to make sure this is open while you're doing that. You can snap it shut if you want when you're traveling or in storage, but if you're venting, you want it flapping freely. That's the LP furnace vent. This is your shore cord, 30 amp cord, 30 feet long, I believe. And we give you a reducer to reduce that down to a 20 so you could, in case you're packing it up and you need to turn on the lights, that sort of thing. These are your your black and gray tank. Okay, so in this case the black is on the right. The larger valve is almost always the black valve. It's very rare when it's not. So if they're not marked, if they're both gray and you don't have any stickers, you can pretty much assume that the larger one is the black tank. Black tank is toilet water and waste, of course, and the gray is sink and shower water. That's just an outside utility light. You have a backup camera up here. While we're looking up, the manufacturer states every 90 days the roof should be inspected, so make sure you have somebody look at the roof every 90 days. You don't have to go on the roof with a small trailer like this. You can just get the ladder next to it and then just move around the perimeter looking at it, make sure there's no damage or any way for water to get through and damage the trailer, anything like that. Just give it a good inspection. That should be done every 90 days. And let's go inside here real quick. Okay, so as we come in here, this is the kill switch for your battery, okay? So you can shut your battery off. You can disconnect it from the trailer right there. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be glowing green like it is. If not, get it serviced. There's a test button right there you can push to test it. If it's not working, get it replaced or repaired. It's not expensive, and it's a very important safety device. It's hardwired to the battery, so it should always be on and working. Okay? Now this is your power converter right here. This converts AC to DC power. So you have regular 120 AC circuit breakers right here, and they're all labeled. So when you're plugged into shore power, you have 120 AC right here. Then it's converted on this side to 12 volt DC. So the 120 AC is converted to 12 volt DC over here. You have regular 12 volt DC fuses, and then they're all labeled here. So that's where the DC power comes from. This is also a battery tender, so when you're plugged into shore power, it's going to sense how much energy your battery on the tongue has and needs, and it will send as many amps necessary up there to keep that battery charged. When you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle will charge your battery, and when you're plugged into shore power, your power converter will charge the battery. So this is a AC distribution panel, a DC distribution panel, an AC to DC power converter, and a battery charger. That's called a power converter. Okay, that's your furnace, your LP furnace. I'll show you the switch or the thermostat when we get to it. Here you just have a cooktop, obviously, 2 burners. This is your fan that we talked about, that vents to the outside. Always have that baffle flapping freely if you're venting. You also have a light here. Microwave works like any other microwave. Your faucet, obviously. This is a GFCI plug here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through this GFCI, so they're all protected by it. So if you lose the power in any receptacle, always think GFCI first and try to reset it, okay? Wi-Fi hotspot. This is a smoke detector, of course. Voltage, DC voltage in the system. You can see it here, 13.7, which is great. This is your sound here. It's an AM, FM radio. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream with it. It has a USB drive, so you can play your MP3s, for example. You have an HDMI in, so you can go into the system with you know, a portable Blu-ray player or something if you had it wired to a TV, but that's an in anyway. And you have two speaker zones. One is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. Your panel here, your power awning switch is right here. Never leave the awning out unattended if you're not going to be at the campsite. Roll it in. Your lights, interior or exterior awning. Your water heater on gas is right here, right? Your water pump that we talked about is right here. So you'll use that to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. You also use that to winterize the trailer. And then all your levels are right here. They graduate up in 1/3 increments. You can see them all right there. And connect here is for the app, so you can put an app. There's an app for it too. All right. You can drop this table down onto these cleats here, pull the poles out and turn it into a bed. There's a TV mount here and your hookup for your antenna. Now there's a button here. You can see I can turn it on. It's green right now. You always want it green like that if you're using the antenna, otherwise you won't get a good picture. It's telling you when it turns green, it's telling you that the digital antenna is turned on. So you keep that in mind. All right, and of course your thermostat, we talked about that. It's very simple, all the way to the back till it clicks is off, and then to the right is you just move it and select the temperature. With the air conditioner, this is a thermostat, and then you have your controller here. There's 2 fan speeds and 2 air conditioning speeds. The fan speeds are just the air conditioner running without the compressor. It just circulates air. The cooling speeds are, of course, full air conditioning. Alright, so let's see what else we have here. The toilet sits right over the black tank. There's a flush pedal right here. So what you do is when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, of course. You'll come in here, you'll put a dose of chemical in the bowl, then you'll step on the pedal and hold it down till at least a gallon of water goes into the black tank below along with the chemical. You can use more than a gallon of water, but don't use less. More is better in a sense. So keep that in mind. If you don't do that, if you don't use the chemical in water, it'll get clogged up, it'll just be a mess. So you always want at least a gallon of water with a dose of chemical when you're starting off with a flushed or dumped black tank. Every time you leave the campground, you're going to flush or dump your tank, right? So when you get to the next one, naturally you're going to have to put a dose of chemical in the bowl and then step on the pedal and put at least a gallon of water in there to get started. Alright? And then of course shower, which is self-explanatory. Okay? And that's basically it. Your refrigerator, let's see what we got here. Let me look at it so I can make sure I know what we have here. It's yes, it's a 12 volt DC refrigerator, so it runs on 12 volts, which is great. Everything that can run on 12 volts in an RV does. Some things have to be AC power, like the air conditioner or the microwave, for example. But everything else, anything that can be run on 12 volt DC does. That's the rule of thumb. So, okay. There's also some storage underneath here. As you can see, got some gas struts to assist. And I think that covers it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. Just bring the ladder along the side and take a look at things. And right now the trailer is de-winterized. All the antifreeze has been purged from the system and replaced with fresh water. The water heater valves are in the correct position for summertime, so you're all set when it comes to that till you winterize. Okay? Thank you very much.